Alright folks, welcome to another beer review, and I'm already regretting opening this one because I've just polished off this from Asvex, which is a 10% Imperial Smoothie Sour, which was absolutely spot on. And I thought, because why not, I would have a shuffle through my beer cellar and see what I've got. And this is one of those bottles that I've been meaning to open for a little while. So we're going back over to Cloudwater and we're having a look. You can't really see it there. I've got dirty nails, excuse me. Thus We Have Heard, which is an Imperial Stout with coffee, cacao, vanilla and tonka, aged in apple brandy barrels, 11.2% ABV. Our decadent Imperial Stout base, aged in apple brandy barrels and lightly infused with cacao, coffee, vanilla and tonka bean, best paired with recalling the message and deciphering the interpretation. Made with time and love at Cloudwater. Make of what you will with that right up there. Cloudwater, I don't know, do they still write stuff like that on their cans and bottles? I'm not too sure, to be honest. And as you can see, this is a pretty sort of like weathered bottle. Picked this up from Taps and Bottle in Southport. God, that was about a year ago now. When I was out with my good friend Adam from Mersey Beers, and I thought, you know what, I'll pick that up, save it for a bottle share. But being only 375ml, that's not a lot of beer, is it, if you're dividing it even between two people? And I'm just greedy, I'm scum, so I thought, you know what, let's just crack it open, because it probably will just stay in my cupboard for absolutely ages. And I've come to that point now where I can't really be bothered like keeping hold of bottles to purposely age. I just don't do it. But if I get the chance and it's already like an older beer, be it like in a sort of like a barrel aging program like Northern Monk do, where you can get a lot of like American and European and international beers, or whether it's a shelf turd. Now, I'm not too sure when Cloudwater actually brewed this, but the label when I bought it was pretty much like this anyway, so I think the shop had it for a little while anyway. So they saved me a lot of hassle of aging it myself, and I've probably had this, let's say, the better part of a year. I'm not too sure. But then again, it does say best before January 2024. So yeah, I mean, all of the information will be in the description, as per usual, so you can have a look at it. But yeah, looking very nice. By chance, well, I've not, because if you've watched my review of wow, I've just admitted on camera how much of a twat I am. If you've watched my Asvex review, which will probably only a few videos prior to this, then I was wearing my Black Lodge t-shirt. But yeah, I'm just not a good person. So I purposely put a Cloudwater t-shirt on for this review, but decided to cover it with a shirt because I think I might low-key have BDP, but that's not confirmed. And I've got a Cloudwater-ish glass. Well, it's from the festival that they hold, the Friends, Family and Beer. Should we just get on with it? And I've realised I've not got a bottle opener, so lighter will have to suffice. My time in Germany came to a depressing end, but one of the things that I did learn, well, there was a couple of things that I took back. Well, a few things, because a couple only means two. And I hate it when people say a couple when it's more than two. Although, if you watch my reviews, I butcher the English language terribly anyway. So, who am I to talk? But one of the few things that I did pick up and has stayed with me from Germany was learning how to open a bottle with household objects. I appreciated the joys of sausage in various forms. German punk and post-punk music and Neue Deutsche Welle. And yeah, I got to appreciate 9 times out of 10 how public transport should be run. Anyway, so hopefully this doesn't gush everywhere, which I'm terrified it will do, because I've not got pants on. I've got my boxers on, but I've not got pants on, so I might end up with well, if it's really good, I'll end up with sticky legs. And if it's a gusher, I'll end up with sticky legs. But it's the only gush that I'm going to be creating anytime soon. Anyway, you don't have to say too much in these beer reviews, Peter. So hopefully it's not too lively in the bottle, but now I'm very much paranoid. So let's see if we can actually get it open without destroying my lighter. I think it's going to break the lighter. Oh no. Hit myself right where the bone is there. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, there's not even any smoke coming out of this. So yeah, dainty glass. So let's see what we get with it. Hopefully that focuses on the beer and not my face. I mean, it's pouring very nice and decadent, isn't it? Nice little bit of sizzle. I need to invest in a ring light and also a microphone. But yeah, beer in the glass then, and oh yes, looking very, very nice indeed. Very, very viscous, very velvety. It's got a film on the top of it. Looking nice in this glass. I'm very surprised that this glass has lasted that long. So let's see what we get on the nose. Gotta say, the brandy barrel, it's not too in your face. In fact, I'd be very hard pressed to actually detect the brandy barrel, and I've got sort of like an angelic aura around my fat Boris Johnson like head. Okay, yeah, there maybe is a little bit of brandy coming through now that it's breathed in the glass and it's ruminated, the right word. Very much getting a tonka. Coffee is definitely there. It's like you've bought some fresh coffee beans and had them ground, and then you've opened up the eco packaging. Tasting notes are just on complete top form. Cloudwater. It's got this sort of like cakiness to it. Really enriched sort of dough-like aroma. I mean, it's not like the most aromatic. I mean, you hold it here, you can't smell it. But when you do get a good whiff, it's very, very inviting. Apple brandy. Is there a little bit of an apple nose, or am I just trying to find that because I've said to myself apple brandy? Maybe there is sort of like a green apple. As you can clearly tell, I'm not very familiar with my fruit or vegetables in general. So, but it's not too fruity, it's not too brandy like, and it smells absolutely wonderful. So without any further ado, just shut up and drink it. Cheers. Both the brandy and the barrel comes out a lot more on the flavour. Not to that point where it overrides the other flavours in there. The one thing I would say straight off, and I'm not too sure if they've still got that base stout recipe that they use, but the stout itself, absolutely wonderful. There's this sort of like slightly singed chocolate cake flavour about halfway through the actual sip. Between the sip and the swallow. Almost sounds like a Jethro Tull song, that. Between the sip and the swallow, the alley cat runs round. That was my terrible attempt at trying to replicate Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull. But we all know that the Mouse Police never sleeps. Which is, by the way, is a fantastic song. And Jethro Tull, very underappreciated musical outfit. This is so nice. There's nothing like really in your face about it. I'd imagine some of those flavours have developed and some have mellowed since it was bottled. Maybe a little bit of cinder toffee in there as well. You get that sort of like aftertaste of brandy, I'd say. And there's those sort of like woody tannings in there. I'm drinking this now, and as much as I'm loving it, maybe should have saved this to share with people. But then again, I'm glad I didn't. Getting quite a bit of coconut. But of course, that could be down to the combination of the barrel. You know, that sort of like Firestone Walker. God, who remembers Firestone Walker? Some of the like barrel aged stouts that I had from Firestone Walker years ago. Developed these like almost coconutty flavours, but I think on this instance that's coming more from that tonka. But this is absolutely magnificent. Very subtle coffee note. You get that sort of like fruit, slightly fruity, earthy, green character from the actual. I'm not even I'm just jiggling the beer from side to side. It's staining that glass beautifully though. My God, this is glorious. It really is. I'm actually really glad I opened this though. I feel like if I had some smoked Lancashire cheese, oh, come on. Smoked Lancashire cheese, some posh, like Serrano ham flavoured crisps. But no, I wouldn't have the crisps, because that would very much detract from the flavour, and just the oily coating from the crisps would definitely take away from this. I'm not a complete uncivilised mess of a human being. Oh man, the nose on this. Oh, that's just pure magic. It's not the thickest stout, but then again, when you barrel age a stout, because there's been a couple of occasions where I've had the stout and then the barrel aged version, and then the barrel, because of all like the remnants of what was in that barrel previously, can sometimes take away from the body. So it's not the thickest imperial stout, but why does every stout nowadays have to be a thick, gloopy stout? This is just a really nice upper medium, decadent, slightly velvety mouthfeel, and all the flavours work beautifully well, because like I said, there's not that one flavour that completely overrides. You can tell when I'm getting pretentious because I start using gestures like this as I'm talking. I'd be a great Italian. I did once think that I had Italian heritage, because my family would always talk about an older sort of like version of our surname was Totti. So I got really excited. Oh, I've got I might have Italian heritage. We might have like Italian distant family still living in Italy. No, it's Welsh, because Totti's Welsh. And not to detract from my Welsh heritage, but and I just noticed there was that there, you could see the cleave, so getting a little bit self-conscious, but it is what it is. If there's one thing in life that I've learned, is learn to take the piss out of yourself, because it takes the venom out of the insults that you receive from other people. And that's not a healthy way to live your life by any stretch, but it certainly helps. And I cry myself to sleep on a much less frequent basis as a result of that. And the great thing about this part of the review is you don't know if this is an act, if this is part of a skit, or if it's just me trying to pour my heart out, but nobody wants to listen. Beers like this really sort of like get you thinking, almost on an existential level. And I could imagine this would be the perfect beer to share with someone if you want to have a deep, important conversation with. But what I will say is, this is absolutely beautiful. It's those subtleties, it's the balance, it's the one sip you get a little bit of this, one sip you get a little bit of that. But overall, Tony Wilson, overall it all culminates in a very, very satisfying barrel-aged imperial stout. And it's the perfect antidote for those people who are getting bored of like the bombastic, in-your-face, pastry adjunct riddled stouts, which I love, but when you have something like this, man, it's really damn good. And I will definitely take my time and savour every sip of that. And I probably won't open another beer, to be honest. Although I probably could get away with having another slightly lower ABV beer. But anyway, I just want to have a cigarette, look out my window and think about how much of a tragic turn my life has taken. But oh my god. Anyway, if you've tried this, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. If you've got a bottle of this, do yourselves a favour, just crack it open. You don't need to keep hold of this for years gone by. Just buy beers and enjoy them. But if you want to keep hold of beers, then, you know, there's a lot of occasions where if you keep a beer for a few years, you'll get a really special experience. But yeah, that was Cloudwater's Thus We Have Heard. Absolutely stunning beer. Very, very happy that I opened this one up. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Links to Cloudwater and all their socials will be in the description, and you can find out a little bit more about the beer if there's a bit more of a write-up on the Untappd. Anyway, thank you all for watching. You all take care, stay safe, and don't worry, I am okay. Need to remember to edit that bit out. Fucking hell.